is a true story. It happened to a friend of mine. Okay, so Megan's not exactly a friend. I'm kind of more popular, and I hate to sound conceited. Prettier. Anyway, the story doesn't even start with Megan. It starts with Bradley, a boy who happened to be Megan's boyfriend. You see, Bradley's family had this real pain of a mutt called Nutmeg. Well, one morning, Bradley's mom noticed that Nutmeg wasn't up to her usual destructive self. She just kind of stayed curled up near the door and wasn't interested in anything but sleeping. So she bundled the mutt up and took her to the vet. Oh, the vet could see that something wasn't right, but he couldn't tell for sure without taking some tests. You know, he took some blood and asked Bradley's mom to bring in a sample of Nutmeg's poop for testing. Well, after dinner, Nutmeg went out for her usual run in the park. She asked Bradley to drop the sample off at the vet's on his way home from school the next day, but Bradley made all kinds of excuses so he wouldn't have to carry around that stuff. He claimed he had soccer practice. His mom said, "That's okay, the vet's open late." Then he said he's got to go to Dave's house to dissect a frog for science class. Yeah, right, like Bradley knew one end of a frog from another. The poor dog was real sick, and taking the sample to the vet was the least Bradley could do. Okay, so Bradley's mom, being considerate and all, wrapped the sample in a box so nobody would know what it was. Bradley could leave the box in his locker and drop it off at the vet on his way to studying or whatever. When Bradley got to school, he was glad to see that Dave, that's the kid who shared his locker, had the locker door open and ready for Bradley to slip his backpack in without too much fuss. But the backpack was bulging on account of the box of poop. So Bradley took the box out, shoved the backpack in, and put the box on the top shelf. Then Bradley headed off to his homeroom. And who did he bump into? His girlfriend, Megan. She was all excited because it was their 3-month anniversary. Well, Bradley wasn't totally stupid. He said that he did have something for Megan, but he wanted to give it to her after school. Bradley figured how at lunchtime he could get to the mall, buy a present, and get back without missing a class. But when Megan went to Bradley's locker to find him, so she'd know where and when to meet him after school, Dave was there, but no Bradley. And Megan spotted the box. Cool, she figured. Bradley really did get her something for their anniversary. And at lunch, she bragged to me that Bradley got her a present. But Bradley was so Bradley. I simply wouldn't believe he got Megan a present unless I could see it with my own eyes. I suggested Megan should go and open the locker. After all, girlfriends and boyfriends know each other's locker combinations. Megan felt like it wasn't the right thing to do. But then, along came Susan and Jody, who happened to be my friends, and we kind of ganged up on Megan, who still wouldn't give in. Now, Susan once was Dave's girlfriend. That was before his dermatological misfortunes. So she still knew the combination to the locker. And to our surprise, there it was. A box. But what could be in it? Well, Jody hovered close over the box while Susan opened it. The screams that exploded through the high school halls that day rattled the trophy case. Susan flung the box against the locker with such force that you-know-what splattered all over the place. Mostly all over Susan and Jody. Oh yeah, this is a true story. It happened to a friend of mine. And Nutmeg was just fine, even after she ate Bradley's science project. Turns out the dog loves frog's legs.